Hi everyone, it's Sally, your IELTS teacher at the West London Tuition Academy. And we have got a little bite-sized IELTS lesson again for you today. So what's going to be our topic? Let's have a look. Today we are going to think about the reading part of the IELTS exam. And in particular, we're going to look at the academic reading. So this is the IELTS exam that you would need to do if you wish to study in a university in England. And we're going to particularly look at one type of question in the academic reading part of the exam, the multiple choice question. That is the true, false, and not given type of question. So let's get on. Let's firstly think about what is the reading part of the exam. So the format is there are 3 long texts, and they can be anything from factual, descriptive, analytical type texts. They are taken from books or journals or magazines and newspapers. And you have 60 minutes to do the 3 readings with the questions. And how many questions are there? Let's have a look. There are 40 questions. And the type of questions that there are could be a gap fill. So fill in a gap of a passage that's written in a text or a table. It could be match headings to written text or to diagrams or charts. It could be completing sentences or giving short open answers. Or it could be multiple choice questions. The multiple choice questions are generally true, false, or not given. And that is what we're going to look at in the next few minutes in this lesson. So we are going to explain how to answer those true, false, and not given questions for this IELTS exam. So you'll be presented with a list of facts, and then you have to look through the text to decide if the facts are true, false, or not given. So let's just go through some tips and strategies which can help you answer this type of question. So first tip, if the fact that you are given is clearly in the reading, then it's true. If the reading says the opposite of the fact you've been given, it's false. And if it is not true or not false, it is not given. Okay, so that's the very basic kind of ideas. Let's think about some strategies now. Very important to remember that the questions follow the order in the text. All right, so question number 1, the answer will be somewhere in the beginning of the text, and so forth. Of course, read the question carefully. Let me get my highlighter because it's super important in this. Read the question carefully to make sure you fully understand what it is saying. Another good technique which you have to learn really is to scan the text. So quickly reading the text to find where the answer is using keywords from the question. Now that is such a great skill. It's something that you will need in everyday life at university, which this exam is helping you to prepare for and qualify for. So to be able to scan a text and find out where the information is such a great skill, not just for the IELTS exam. Okay, and when you find the answer, read the text carefully to identify if you think it is true, false, or not given. Okay, a couple more strategies. The questions will probably use synonyms. Yeah, good old synonyms. They will not usually use the exact words that you saw in the text. And the other thing is, look out for controlling words such as only, all, never. For example, if the fact in the question says some and the fact in the text says all, then it's definitely false. So those controlling questions are often there to make sure that you can scan the text, but that you are also quite accurate, that you get the right answer. You don't scan it and get the wrong idea for the text. Try this. You have to, because you have a time constraint. So don't spend a long time looking for the answer to one question. If you can't find it, then it's probably not given, right? Remember the timing always, because you struggle with one question and maybe you don't have time to answer the ones that are easier, perhaps. And the other thing is, make sure you use the right code. So there's two ways of this multiple choice. It could be yes, no, and no information, rather than true, false, and not given. So you must read the instructions. Some of the questions are slightly different. For example, you might be looking for opinions rather than facts. Okay, similar idea, but just make sure you use the correct code. Okay, let's have a lesson then, guys. What do we think? We're going to read a small extract from one of the larger readings, of course, and we're going to read the statement that's given, and you have to decide whether it's true, false, or not given. All right. So here would be something that was written in the text. Chilies originate in South America and have been eaten for at least 9,500 years. Okay, now this is the statement. You have to decide whether it's true, false, or not given. And the statement is, chilies come from South America. What do you think? True, false, or not given? Yes, easy, easy. Of course it's true. However, let's just look at a couple of things we can notice. So of course, they've used the synonym, they've used come from instead of originates. Now, I think when you're doing practice readings, you can use this as a time to expand your vocabulary. So in your vocabulary books, write comes from equals originates. You can use this for writing your essays, for in your speaking part. So use this as a way not just to practice your reading, but also to practice your writing and your speaking. One more. So again, same statement. And here is the one we have to say whether it's true, false, or not given. So people began eating chilies in the last few centuries. True, false, or not given? Well, it's false, of course. 9,500 years ago is not a few hundred years. Of course, centuries is 100 years. So this is quite a lot longer than 100 years. It's clearly false. What about this one? True, false, or not given? South Americans were the first people to start eating chilies. What do we think? Chilies originate in South America and have been eaten for at least 9,500 years. Is that true, false, or not given, that statement? This is a not given because it's not in the text. Be careful about making assumptions. You know, of course, it's quite probable that South Americans began eating chilies first as it originated there, but it doesn't say so in the text. So you can't be sure. So the answer is not given. And that's why the not given ones are sometimes the hardest ones actually to answer. All right, let's have a little practice. I think we need a little more practice, guys. So again, we've got our sentence and we have to decide whether or not it is the sentence we've given is true, false, or not given. So here I've pointed to the text. After their introduction to Europe, they were an immediate sensation and were quickly incorporated into the diet. And we have to decide if this sentence is true, false, or not given. Chilies became popular as soon as they were brought into Europe. What do you think? Shout out the answer. Yay, well done. It's true. Absolutely. So obviously the two statements are saying the same thing. It's true. But think again about these synonyms. So became popular was a sensation. As soon as, immediately. And brought into would be introduced. Okay, good. Let's try one more question. Question 2. Here's the text and here's the statement. You have to say whether it's true, false, or not given. Capsaicin causes temporary irritation of, well, the trigeminal cells. So we have to decide whether this sentence is true, false, or not given. Capsaicin causes significant damage to the mouth. What do you think, guys? True, false, or not given? Shout it out. Let's see if you're right. It's false. Why? Well, the statement says significant damage. That's a lot of damage. And this is not the same as temporary irritation. Okay, so they're both not very nice at the time, but one carries on, it's significant damage. The other is just a temporary irritation. Okay, so it's false. One last one, guys. What do you think? So here's again, let's read this from the text. The smaller chilies tend to be the hottest. This may reflect the fact that they tend to grow closer to the ground and are therefore more vulnerable to animals. Okay. And the statement is, all large chilies grow high off the ground. What are we thinking? True, false, or not given? Let's see what you said. Well done. It's not given, of course, because here we are told that small chilies grow closer to the ground. And you can assume that there may be many large ones that are higher off the ground. However, it says all large chilies. We are not given any information to say all of them grow high off the ground. And it's possible that some don't. So we don't know what it means. So it has to be not given. All right, well done if you got that, if you spotted that one. Okay, great, guys. Well done. Just a little introduction to one type of question with the reading exam. And the texts are quite long. We just looked at little bits of them. So if I can help you more, then please, get in touch with us. If you would like to do an online IELTS course, it would be fantastic to chat with you. Register. We've got the WhatsApp and the email below. And I'm going to be making lots more videos. So subscribe to this channel and you can have some more little 10-minute bite-sized IELTS lessons with me. So thanks a lot. And see you soon, I hope. Bye.